Hi, I'm Quinn. Today I'm going to share some waste-busting tips on how to paint smarter. Buying the right amount of paint, storing it correctly, and using up the extra all help reduce waste and protect our environment. Many people end up with leftovers because they don't know how much to buy. Ugh, leftovers. Actually, I'm talking about paint. To avoid having leftover paint, first figure out the size of the room or whatever you're going to paint. It's simple enough math, even for a 5th grader. Start by measuring the width and height of each wall. Multiply width times height to get the square footage. Add the walls together to get the subtotal. Then, you should measure the windows and doors the same way and subtract them for the total. For example, if you have a 10 by 10 foot room with a 10-foot ceiling, that's 400 square feet. The room has a window and door, so we subtract them and end up with the total of 350 square feet. I'm such a know-it-all. We're not done yet. Paints have coverage rates. Check the label on the can. Most are between 300 to 400 square feet per gallon. This one is 350. Divide your square footage by the coverage rate. 350 divided by 350 is 1. So I would only need 1 gallon to paint the room. You might need more paint if you're making a big color change or if the surface is textured.
I'm not sure if I get it.
You can always bring your measurements to the paint store. The staff will help you figure out how much to buy. Hello? There's still little paint left. You can save it for touch-ups or another project. Here are some tips for keeping your paint in good condition so you can use it later. Wipe out the rim when you're done. For a tighter seal, cover the opening of the can with plastic wrap before putting on the lid. When putting the lid back on, instead of pounding it with a hammer, use a rubber mallet.
A mullet?
No, a mallet. You can also use a piece of wood or a thick magazine between the hammer and the lid, if you don't have a mullet. I meant mallet. Do you still have some paint in good condition that you can't use up on another project? Check with your friends or relatives to see if they can use it. You can also list it on FreeCycle or Craigslist. There might be some organizations in your area that could also use your paint, like ones that do housing projects, or theater or school groups that create sets or murals. To paint or not to paint? That is the question. When you've run out of ways to use up your leftover paint, bring it to a drop-off location for recycling. Most are at paint retailers, but some are at town transfer stations or household hazardous waste collections. For drop-off locations near you and more paint smarter tips, go to paintcare.org. Thanks for watching my waste-busting tips.